The Mona Lisa, it's a painting of an alien. She signals, look here, there's the clue. And when I will show you this, you will not understand why you did not see it before. Because it's so obvious. But first, let's put it a little bit in context very quickly. The problem with the white race is that most white men are totally not critical towards authority. If authority says, suck me that man over so I can shoot you through the head, you will be happy when it's all done according to some law, where there's an official sign that says death camp. Oh, it's from the government. Oh, it's a government death camp. Oh, then it's okay. That's of course a problem for our survival. They call for authority, but when someone tries to give them the truth of facts, logic, reasoning, they will gladly attack this person because it doesn't fit into what the government told me. So then I denounce it. And they're always focused on details, very good for inventions, but not when you want to understand the world. You have to totally think totally different, and they cannot do this. So basically, most white race men want to fit into the government system what can be fit in, and denounce everything that cannot be fit in, even if it's the truth. It's of course very stupid. So we have this painting of the Mona Lisa, and here it's relevant because the truth is right in front of our face, even when we don't look at details. You can see there's something wrong with the face, and that's why many people have said Leonardo da Vinci, he painted himself. But that's not the case. But at least they understood that, hey, there's something wrong. This is not a typical female face. Something doesn't add up. At least they saw that. So what we have to understand is that these famous publications, you have to see the Mona Lisa as a publication. The Bible is a publication. The Simpsons are a publication. They are not famous for just because they have quality or... No, they are famous because they are pushed into our culture through the Zionist Jews, the bad part of the Jews, not the good Jews, but the bad Jews. We have both. So 9/11 was announced in The Simpsons, Hoover Dam breaking, that's going to happen. And this is the birth of the New World Order, by the way, symbolic. And this is when the New World Order is mature. Sananova power plant gets destroyed. It's all in there. So the Bible, Mona Lisa, Simpsons, Mark Twain stories, Alice in Wonderland, Salvador Dali's paintings, Wizard of Oz, Stan Lee's stories, they all come from the same source. From the Zionist Jews, all of Jewish producers, the modern things. And they all, or many of them, have hidden hints at aliens in the Bible, Mona Lisa, Mark Twain stories, Alice in Wonderland, Salvador Dali's paintings, The Wizard of Oz, and in Stan Lee's stories, of course. Why is that? Can I not ask myself that question? Why are there aliens hidden in the Bible and in some of these other publications? Isn't that important? Probably it is. So, our world is controlled by the Zionist Jews and the Hasidic rabbis, but that's not anti-Semitic, because I always say there are also Jews that don't know of this. But when you check for facts and you look at all these pictures of important people, then you know they are controlled by the Zionist Jews, the Talmud rabbis, the Hasidic rabbis. They control these people because they are everywhere. And their symbolism is everywhere. The 12 stars, the 12 apostles from the Bible. Bible is a Hebrew, written in Hebrew, another Jewish production. And the Zionist Jews, they control the media. It's a fact. It's not anti-Semitic, I'm just stating a fact. And the Fed the bank that controls America, is in its turn controlled by the Zionist Jews. It's a fact. These are all Jews. All the presidents of the Fed, the recent presidents. So I'm just seeing the world as it is. I'm not trying to fit it in some government brainwashed way of thinking that I have to think, the government box. Like, has to fit in. No anti-Semitism, no racism, be careful what you say. Huh? And the truth, the truth doesn't matter. No, the truth, no truth. Just the government box, that's important. No, I'm seeing the world as it is. And especially Christians should see the world as it is, because Jesus said, don't lie. Honor the truth. If you're a Christian and you denounce these facts, then you're not a real Christian. So many of these publications have aliens in them. For example, the music industry, totally controlled by the Zionist Jews, and they have this Rolling Stones album and everything is there. It's called At the Satanic Majesty's Request. They immediately have hints that Satan is not really Satan from the Bible, but he's a metaphor for aliens, because this is our history, and here is Saturn, and here is an alien hidden. And this is of course the maze, the matrix, the Zionist Jewish matrix that we live in, but above it are probably the aliens. And this is our history, and this is the end. That everything is destroyed here in the end. Here's the sun over power plant symbolically, with the two boobies and the wall in front of the sea in California. Here's the server. So here's the end, the destroyed world. That's a reference to the beginning and the end, because the aliens fought out the beginning and the end of humans on Earth. It's all here. It's pretty amazing. It's all here. And why do I think aliens are real? Well, it's no use looking at the sky at UFOs, but you have to think totally different. For example, Truman, he threw the nuclear bombs at Japan, and his generals from the army, they were against it. Throwing nuclear bombs at children. I mean, that's incredible. But he was a Freemason, and Freemasons are a fake society that the Zionist Jews made up to control the white race, with psychopaths that want to kill, and with total losers that want to feel important, with some fake medals and fake stuff. This Truman was one of the biggest pieces of shit that ever walked the earth. But they used the pieces of shit to kill us. A mass murderer. But it shows that humans are better than you thought, because we have these pieces of shit, but his generals were all against it. And it's the same with the Rothschild Jew. Yeah, you didn't know he was a Jew, then you're very stupid. Rothschild Jew, Hitler. He destroyed Germany. And his generals wanted to kill him, because he only destroyed, and he destroyed Germany. So it shows again that there's one controlled psychopath, but there are a lot of normal people all around him that don't want to destroy. And it was the American Strategic Services in World War II that did a study after Hitler, and they said, well, the only conclusion can be that he's a Rothschild Jew. So I'm not saying it. It was an American Secret Service during World War II that said it. But it's very obvious. When you look at the facts, it's clear he was a Rothschild Jew, Hitler. So you have all these Germans, and people always say, they want to make war. But no, they were manipulated into war. In reality, they just want to make inventions, have nice houses. I mean, Germany looks very beautiful. The instinct of the humans is not to fight. We are manipulated in wars. Who is manipulating us to make all these wars? That's the big question. Because in World War II you had these Russian soldiers and they were not brainwashed by the military. Because many of them were just taken from farms during World War II to go in the army and fight. So they were taken off a farm, they got a rifle, a uniform, and they had to fight. But they did not want to. So you had all these execution platoons behind the Russian lines. And when these soldiers refused to fight, they were shot, immediately executed. And this is another hint that humans are not explicitly not natural born killers, the majority. And that all these wars are set up, of course. And World War I, World War II were set up by the Zionist Jews to get Palestine, to get Israel. So it's always the bad part of the Jews. Always. And why? Because in their turn they are controlled probably by aliens. And that's why all these wars are so different from what we really want to do. But they happen. All these horrible wars. And also now with the American soldiers. More American soldiers now commit suicide than are killed in action. So apparently many have a conscience and are not murderous psychopaths after all. It's another hint that we are doing something against our nature. We don't want to fight. We have to be brainwashed and manipulated to fight all these wars. While in reality the white race doesn't want to fight these wars. This should really make you think. Not look with your binoculars into the sky for some UFOs. No, it's about this sort of thinking. How we are manipulated by the hidden interdimensionals. That's probably the truth. And when you look at this picture at the Satanic Majesty's request, then everything is there. The wars, the destruction, the alien. I will show the alien a little clearer. Yeah, now you can really see him. And his eyes look the other way all of a sudden to us, like, hey, you found me. Just put it on pause, calmly watch it. It's real. All these hidden things are real. Wisdom for us also is a story about how we are manipulated and fooled in general. And the tornado was a metaphor for a wormhole. We have Dorothy in our world, then she goes through the wormhole and she's in another world. That's what's hidden in this story. We have Alice in Wonderland, the same thing. And 9/11, for they had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. That's Satan. Many people know it, and that's why 9/11 happened on 9/11. It's a reference to this Bible revelation. But what the bottomless pit really is again a metaphor for a wormhole. And the angel is Satan, but it's a metaphor for aliens, just as this album at the Satanic Majesty's request. So we have all these publications where things are hidden about Satan, wormholes, and at ground zero you have this monolith, and it was in 2001 A Space Odyssey. So they even built this incredible big building that's still standing there. That was in a book, 2001 A Space Odyssey, and it was also about aliens moving through wormholes. Isn't that unbelievable? But it's real. I mean, this building is real. And it's in this book and in this movie. I mean, that you should, if you don't know about this stuff, you should Study it. And then people say like, the aliens are fake, they distract from the Jews. Why would the Jews make all this effort to put a monolith in a movie and then a real one on ground zero? Did America all of a sudden go, oh, it was not the Jews? Well, the bad part of the Jews. It was the aliens that did 9/11. No. And in Gravity Falls, bottomless pit, and he says it looks like a wormhole. And I don't think any time has passed. And it was also in 2001 A Space Odyssey, when he went into the wormhole in his book, also time stopped. Because there's no gravity and especially time in a wormhole. You think, oh, it's a children's cartoon, but the Kennedy is in this cartoon, the Pyramid of Gizeh, death camps, the advice couple of times to buy gold. It's all in this children's cartoon. But it makes sense because you have to work for the truth. They're not gonna give it to you. You have to do something for it. So we have the aliens, and then we have the Hasidic rabbis, and they have then the Bible written 2,000 years ago, and then now they have the Gravity Falls made by a Zionist producer, Alex Hirsch. And this was also a Jewish production. So in the Bible it says, Revelation 9:11, Satan is the angel of the bottomless pit. But in this modern Jewish publication it states, the real meaning of Revelation 9:11 is aliens moving through a wormhole. Yeah, it seems incredible, but these are, I'm giving you facts. Facts. And in this book, 2001 Space Odyssey, was explained, they go to a wormhole, and when you enter it, there's a device, and it's a cube. Well, the black cube from Saturn, many people say we are manipulated by the aliens, and it's from the black cube. And well, they are right. It's not, in this book it was not on Saturn, but on Jupiter, a moon of Saturn. But that's a detail, of course. And this Kabbalah, all the same. This Kabbalah is exactly made how this Stargate, as they called it in the book, the Stargate, the wormhole, was described in the book. And then they made this Stargate on Earth. It's incredible. In the book it was in an eye on Jupiter, in a large landscape shaped like an eye. Well, what do we have on Earth? The Kabbalah in an eye. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that unbelievable? This is the real world. Nobody can say, that's misleading. Everybody's talking about it. The aliens, it's misleading. No, almost nobody understands this. So it's not misleading, it's to give you a chance. So if we look at these old publications, like for example the Vedas, with the meditating. I mean, all the phonies and the posers, they sit on their shithole and they think, I'm connecting to the universe, I'm meditating. It's nothing. It's made up. And the symbol is this. And what is this symbol? It's explained in another Zionist production. Here's a wormhole. This is space worm, half worm, half black hole. And these are other dimensions you go to when you enter the wormhole. And here is Saturn again. It's all no coincidence. The 666. It all fits. So this is not a university publication. We did research and the aliens are real after all. No. It's a small obscure publication. Yes, I admit that. But that's the whole challenge. That you can find the truth after all. I hope you can grasp that concept. So in an episode, Pac-Man is sucked into the wormhole and he goes to another dimension. And the professor makes this sign. This is the sign for a wormhole. So when these phonies and posers are sitting on their shithole with making this symbol, they think this is so important, and They understand it, what you have to do on Earth. Sit on your shithole and think of nothing. And then everything will be okay. You're right. They make an alien sign. The aliens mock them. Isn't that incredible? But it's the truth. In the Bible, Revelation, it's our end, as many people know. And they explain in the movie Knowing, a modern Jewish production, that everything is thought out by the aliens. And the same at the Satanic Message's request, of course. These aliens, they even wrote down concrete events like planes crashing, 9/11, boats sinking, factories blown up. They wrote them down, and then they had the Zionist Jews do this stuff, make it happen. That's incredible. That's incredible. But it's real, people. It's real. It's also explained in this movie John Carter. He's from Earth, he goes to Mars, and the aliens explain, we write history, we go to a planet, we write history, and history has to play out the way we wrote it. They explain to him, and probably that's the truth. And also in this movie John Carter, they show that everything is connected. The past and the present are connected. Alice in Wonderland, which she goes through a wormhole, and in Pac-Man it was confirmed. They had this Cheshire cat, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. They showed that, yeah, you go to another world. Alice also went to another world. The Wizard of Oz, it's exactly the same. And they explained it in a modern remake, showed very quickly. It's also a great and powerful remake of The Wizard of Oz, and he goes into the tornado. There's no gravity. So he's in a wormhole. They confirm it, that it's all correct. Then he's in this other world, in another dimension. And if this was all, these are super small hints that almost nobody picks up on. Maybe nobody, I don't know, but I saw it. So it's not for misleading, that's what I mean. And in Pac-Man, they explained it too. Obscure.
One of the most powerful forces in the entire universe. Part worm, part black hole. Big deal, a big worm. Not just big and long, it's interdimensional. Meaning it exists in multiple dimensions. Meaning, while one end of the worm is here, the other end could be anywhere. And anything that goes into the map.
Oh yeah, it says here, the Wizard of Oz. So there are references in this specific episode about moving to other dimensions, about Alice in Wonderland and the Wizard of Oz. So this confirms 100% that this is correct. The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland are about moving through wormholes.
Let's say, for example, the white bread. Ooh, finally something interesting. Would come out in another dimension. Oh, at the bottom of the ocean on a distant planet. Oh, in the middle of a star where he would be instantly vaporized. That one's my favorite. This worm can send the lemon louse so far away that you'll never get back. I like it! Congratulations, you've earned your cookies.
Well, yeah, it's it's all there. Yeah, it's a children's cartoon. Yeah, that's the only problem. If this was a presentation from a university announced in the mass media, you would accept it because you suck authority. You love authority. You want to crawl for authority. But when you have to do the thinking yourself, it becomes very difficult for you. Well, the Bible, Revelation 9:11, the bottomless pit, it's all explained. So when I tell you now that the Mona Lisa is a painting of an alien, maybe, I don't know, I hope so, maybe you can grasp this concept a little better, because you understand now that there are many publications where there are hints at aliens. And this Mona Lisa, it's an old publication, and did they confirm in a new publication that she might be an alien? Yes. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's another Jewish Zionist production, again, yeah, like all productions, and they explain things about mutants, wormholes too, all these things, but they also have a hint at the Mona Lisa.
Creature. My name's, Raphael. I am called Igithba. You are called Igithba. I got an idea. Back on Earth, there's this painting of, like, the most beautiful woman in art and stuff. So how about if I call you Mona Lisa? As you please, Raphael. Someday, our noses will meet in the flesh. My nose will be ready.
Well, the most beautiful woman in art, of course she's not. It's not a beautiful woman. But they hint here like the alien lizard. I mean, this is an alien lizard, yes, in a cartoon. Yeah, that's true. They call her Mona Lisa. Isn't that amazing? And I think it's very amazing.
You are called to give it. Back on Earth, there's this painting of, like, the most beautiful woman in art and stuff. So how about if I call you Mona Lisa?
Mona Lisa. The alien lizard is called Mona Lisa. That's pretty amazing. And when you look at another painting that Leonardo da Vinci made, The Last Supper with Jesus, some guy found out, very smart of him, that Jesus looks like some sort of alien lizard, and there are all these things on his chest, like here, the King of Kings. That's like a bearded man, it seems. And here's an alien, and here are two horns, and there is another alien. I mean, there's so many. There are triangles. The aliens. I mean, it's all in there. So extremely detailed. I mean, how could he make something so detailed? I mean, I don't know if you have ever painted, but it's almost impossible to paint something so extremely detailed. And then he had to hide it in the painting. And could a human do this? I very much doubt it. So he already was busy with these aliens hidden in another painting. This also fits perfectly with Revelation 9:11, for they had a king over them. And here's the king, also the King of Kings in the Bible. So that's very, very strange. So when we get to now the details of this Mona Lisa, the name Mona Lisa. Mona is an anagram for Ammon. In reality, the Mona Lisa is called the Ammon Lisa. In music, you also had this band Ammon Dul, for example. They also used this name. And why? Yes, because Ammon is part of the Egyptian name for Satan, Ammon Ra. And now, I also understood the Amen all of a sudden. Ammon, Amen. But in English, it's pronounced Amen. But when a Jew says it, it's Ammon, Amen. It's almost the same. And this Egyptian mythology, or Egyptian religion, is older than the Bible. So it's not very strange that some things from this Egyptian religion come back in the Bible, like Jesus and Isis. Some people said that's very much the same. So in the painting of the Mona Lisa is also an alien hidden. It's not so clear as in the Last Supper, but still you have here the mouth and the eyes and the nose and the big head and the hands. I mean, is this made on purpose, an alien? Or not? I'm not gonna say it's 100% done on purpose, but can this be coincidence? I don't know. Okay, and now we get to the most important clue. Looking to the left and pointing with a finger to the arm. Well, understand that our whole world is filled with symbolism everywhere. The eye, triangle, wormhole, obelisk, pyramid, such as the horse, Pleiades in the Odyssey. All these things have alien connections. They're all hidden everywhere. And in the Bible is also a hint at aliens with the snake. Adam and Eve and the apple of wisdom. And the snake can talk and he manipulates them. The talking snake is probably a symbol for an alien lizard. They didn't use a real lizard, because then it would be too easy and too obvious. And for some reason they like the snake. It comes back a lot. So the snake is a symbol for Satan. Well, that's what everybody agrees on. This is a symbol for Satan. And Satan is an alien lizard. So this all makes sense. Satan is in reality a symbol for the aliens. So they give a hint here, like, yeah, okay, Satan is a symbol, the snake is a symbol, but you also have to think about lizards and snakes, and snake people, lizard people, like it's more concrete. And that comes back, this snake, remember this snake, in the Mona Lisa. Because what we have here, she looks to her left, to our right, she looks this way. That's a hint. We have to use that hint. She looks that way. But if we look here, no, there's nothing. I saw something here, but it takes too long. We go down, and here we see her hand is a little bit different. And I always thought she was making the V sign for the pyramid, for, Pyramid of Gizeh, but it's not really clear. It's not like a good V sign. It's more like it's not meant to be a V sign. And then finally I understood that her finger is pointing, and that's why this point finger is away from the other fingers, because she's actually pointing to her sleeve. This sleeve is strangely shaped. And now remember the Bible with the snake. This is also a snake. She is pointing with her finger to a snake. And this is just like in the Bible, like, hey, this is not a human. This is a snake, alien lizard, this kind of creature. A human mixed with an alien lizard. And that's why you have to think of the snake, because the snake, the head of the snake, looks like the head of a lizard. They're almost exactly the same. And if we make a negative of the painting, we can also immediately see that her face is more pointy, like from a lizard, not from a human. And that is, it actually is a snake here. And that with her finger she points to the snake. And this is what I believe to be the big hint, the secret of the Mona Lisa. And it's very obvious. And once I told you this explanation, you can never forget it and not see it. Because it's so obvious. Yes, she points with her finger and there is a snake. Yes, it's all true. And the other explanations of the Mona Lisa, that there's a secret here, there's a secret there, this blah blah, this blah blah. It's so far-fetched and difficult to find. Well, of course, it's always difficult to find, but many of these things that are hidden, it's very difficult to find. But once you found it, then you can always see it very clear. Like with this Pac-Man and with the album of the Rolling Stones, once you know it, you can easily see it. And that's what applies here too. She looks that way, she points to the snake, she looks like she has a snake head or alien lizard head a bit herself. It all makes sense. Well, she doesn't have eyebrows. I mean, that's also because lizards and snakes don't have eyebrows. That's also a hint. Here she's with eyebrows, but it would be even more difficult to get the hint. And now at least we had a chance, because now it's easier to see that there's something wrong with the face. Yeah, because it's lizard-like. That's why, as they explained in this cartoon. And again, just see what you see. Don't try to fit it into some government box. You cannot believe these sorts of things. They're conspiracies. So get it out. No. See what you see. Everybody already saw that there was something wrong with her face. Well, now you know what it is. But people have trouble seeing what they see. If you ask any white race man or woman in a big city if they think the white race is in danger because of mass immigration, they look at you and they say, you're not a racist, I hope. That's insane. Totally brainwashed calves that cannot think for themselves. Of course we're in enormous danger. Because of these alien lizards that control us and that manipulate us and that test us. It is all connected. But part of the problem is not seeing the truth and not seeing things as they are. That's part of the problem. And that's why in the Bible they have this Jesus figure who said the truth is extremely important. Even in a religion. A religion is all about believing, but still they had this figure in this religion, Jesus, that said it's all about the truth. Isn't that amazing when you think about it? And here also, see what you see. And don't change the hints in your mind because they don't fit your brainwashed state of mind. This is from this cartoon, the more pointy face of a lizard, and she has this pointy face too. So, Mona Lisa is not a very feminine woman. There's something wrong. Everybody already noticed that. Could this be then an alien lizard pretending to be a female? So some hybrid, some mix or so? Well, considering the amount of very well hidden clues over a period of 2000 years of aliens, considering the hidden aliens in Da Vinci's paintings, I mean, you saw it. And then considering she's pointing to a snake, once you see that, you can't believe you didn't see that before, right? And that she has a pointy face, considering all this, based on all this, I say yes, this is probably a picture of a half-human, half-alien lizard. Meaning something bigger, of course, that aliens are real after all. Is that amazing? All these hints of aliens.